Hey guys, and welcome back to Narcissu. This is Narcissu, the second side. There was this place kind of like a lounge at one side of the corridor across from the Narcissu station. I'm really getting into this. It's so sad, but it's so good. This generally deserted place held a few couches and chairs, as well as a large TV. Stupid program commentating the new year were still being broadcast on the 28-inch screen. And there was a girl who looked absolutely bored watching that absolutely boring TV. Short, in pink pajamas, and a white bracelet on her wrist, just like mine. Impressively long hair that almost reached down to her hips. Hey, do you find that interesting? There was no deep purpose in the asking, simply, I had nothing else to do, so I started talking to her.
別に
Not really, was her only reply to me. She didn't turn to face me at all. And she kept looking on with boredom at that TV as if it didn't exist. Then don't watch it. Even as I thought this, I sat down in a chair next to her. And side by side, we watched TV. Nothing else to do. Nothing we could do. So we sat there silently and watched TV. New Year's celebration programs, as per usual. A useless array of comedians and oddities. And every so often, the MC's stupid, shrill laughter, resounding dryly in this white, sun-drenched lounge.
ねえ、あなた
Say, tell me. The girl suddenly started talking to me, but her eyes were as always glued on the TV screen.
あなた
How many times has it been for you? What do you mean by that?
ここに7階に来たの
How many times have you come here to ask 7F? God damn it, I'll get it one day. Sorry, I have no clue what you're talking about.
そう初めてなんだね
I see, so it's your first time then. So, she'd seen my confusion about her question and come to the right conclusion.
じゃあ他に誰もいないし私の役目だから
And since there's no one else around, and since it's my duty,
そういうルールなの
there's this rule. Nodding slightly, she explained the rule. That the rule was Nodding slightly, she explained that the rule was that someone here, 7F, should tell newcomers the rule, the truth. I knew nothing, I understood even less. And as if I did not even exist, she slowly started her speech.
それじゃ
Then listen closely.
あよく聞いてね
Her words, spoken methodically one by one, were a little different from all the ones I had heard from the doctors about this place. In their business-like crisp syntaxes, they told me, this is a place where one waits for medical advances. This is a place where one heals one's heart. And perhaps they might have been correct in a general sense. But according to the girl, that was just the party line. The truth was that this 7F was the only place in the hospital where medical treatments did not take place. This was just a place where you waited for your life to come to an end. Those were her words to me. I thought so as well. I'd felt it even before she'd spoken.
私
See,
2回目だから
this is my second time. Second time doing what?
ここに来るの
Coming here. And then she explained to me. Then nobody on 7F stayed here from initial hospitalization all the way until death. While there were zero possibility of being cured, you were sent home if your conditions were stable. But if it worsened again, you would be returned here. The cycle ended only in death. Whether it was at home or here on 7F, always one of the two. You were going to die. No way to escape it, it seemed. And with that, meaning permeating her every word. She informed me that this was our second time up here.
じゃあ一度しか言わないから
I'm only going to say this once,
ここからは
so listen closely now. She continued speaking, all the while staring at the blank screen. This wasn't idle chit-chat about when the lights go out was, or where the kitchen was, or anything like that. This was something completely different. The third time you were discharged home, yourself. There won't be a fourth time. You will never go home again. If you want to escape, head toward the B station, not the A station. Eat nothing. That's just the simplest shortcut. You leave the smallest burden on your family that way. It was as if she was packed to the brim with matters like those. This was probably an oral tradition, relevant only to those who were going to die, and kept by those who came here for that purpose. So is this the duty that you were talking about?
そう
Yes, that's right.
いつかあなたも
So do
初めて来た人には
So do remember to
伝え
comment
て
for a newcomer yourself someday, okay? With those words, she slowly stood up. She casually tossed her long hair, and it grazed my nose.
いや検温の時間だから
I have to go get my temperature measured, so... Then she turned her back and started walking down the corridor. Now completely deserted, save for me, the lounge held only the laughter from the TV and the white flowers by the windowsill. In the end, she didn't even look at me once. This is so sad. Oh my god. A few days later, New Year celebrations were over, and the middle and high school students were beginning a new term. And just as ever, she and I sat in the lounge staring blankly at the TV. This is boring.
そうね
So it is. So we said, both of us kept our eyes on the screen. Hey, is this place always this way?
質問の意味がわからない
I don't understand what you're getting at. I'm getting at how it's always deserted. Other than the nurses, doctors, and help staff, and others like her, I had not seen a single person. Did everybody go home for the new year or something?
その理由を知りたいの
Do you really want to know? Well, I didn't mean...
じゃあ言わない
Then I won't tell you. Oh, they died. I have a feeling. We who disinterestedly tossed back and forth at this exchange that could not even be called a conversation. The slight breeze coming from the window that would not open more than 15 centimeters. From time to time, her hair would sway, and as if in agreement, the flowers at the window sill would too. This was how we killed time day after day, staring at the boring good-for-nothing TV. Oh, here you two are, an elderly nurse said as she rushed towards us. From what I had seen the nurse's station, she was apparently the charge nurse of 7F. Told you I'd get it. Well, Miss Setsumi, any fever?
大丈夫
I'm
出て
fine.
ない
No fever. Setsumi. So that was her name. You really shouldn't be moving around like this. You understand? Everybody's worried about you.
別にいいよ
Well, whatever. It's not like a care or anything, senpai. Come now, what kind of answer is that? Baka! Oh, children these days. The nurse continued to scold and henpeck for some while longer. And the girl named Setsumi, just pretended not to notice at all. She simply stared straight forward at that boring TV, paying that fussy nurse as little heed as she could. This puts me in a mood to watch anime or read some manga or something. I love anime and I love manga. I'm gonna watch me some manga and read me some anime. There's nothing wrong with that statement. Yeah, there is. I'll be coming later to draw some blood, okay? With those words, the charge nurse went back to the nurse's station. Hey, well, mind if I call you Setsumi? I asked this as I stared at her white vinyl ID bracelet, and at the blood type and the name written therein. Is something the matter, Setsumi?
どうして呼び捨てなの?
Why are you calling me that? Huh?
年下のくせに.
You're younger than me. Oh, Setsumi, senpai. Hey, why am I younger than you?
別に.
Nothing. That's just what I thought, is all. It wasn't that I was offended that she called me younger than her. It was just that no matter how I looked at it, I thought I was 5 to 6 years older than she was. That's why I took out my driver's license from my breast pocket and handed it directly to her. See, I may not seem it, but I'm 20. Aha, see, I may not seem it, but I'm 25.
やっぱり年下よ.
So you're younger after all. She only took a glance at my license before handing it back to me. I don't really get what you're saying.
どうでもいいじゃない.
It doesn't really
少し
matter.
上なだけよ.
I'm just a little older than you are, that's all. She murmured, as expressionlessly as possible. As ever. God damn it. Her eyes were fixed on the boring TV all night long. Her eyes were fixed on that boring TV, alright. But it also felt as if she was gazing at something far away. This is so sad. After they'd taken my morning vital signs, I snuck past the nurses and boarded the elevator. When I got to 1F, I walked out the outpatient clinic doors and walked outside of the hospital. My goal was the place that I'd been told about not long ago. The faraway B station, not the nearby A station. It wasn't that I wanted to escape or anything. At 7F, or at home, none of us died anywhere else. That's what I'd been told. And this B station, which this girl named Setsumi had apparently been to so many times. That's why, at least just once, I wanted to see this place with my own eyes. It's not as if there's going to be a guard on duty. Even so, we were inhabitants of 7F, different from other patients. And thinking of vague maybes so early in the morning, I headed toward the station. My legs settled into a lazy gait as I glanced sidelong at the people commuting to school or work. My legs are falling asleep. After about 25 minutes of this, I arrived in front of the station, roughly 4 bus stops away when I calculated it out. Wow, there are a lot of people here. It was my first impression of the B station. I stood out because I was in my pajamas. But I felt that if I could just buy a subway ticket, I'd be able to go anywhere, no questions about it. I still had no idea why I'd been told to go to the B station, not the A station. But it looked as if it would be easy to escape if I really wanted to. She must have come here many times herself. So why did she remain on 7F right now? The station in the early morning. I stood there thinking these thoughts as I watched the people rapidly passing me by. The night after lights out. Oh, she's gonna die, isn't she? Bored of manga and unable to sleep, I wandered through the hospital alone. Certainly, it wasn't supposed to be allowed after lights out, but we of 7F had a peculiar kind of liberty. So in the presence of no light, in the pitch-black stillness of the lounge, it was where I found her. Hey, have you been looking outside today? Yeah. The darkened interior, she did answer me, but she continued to stare out the window as if she had not. I immediately launched into what had happened today. Oh, by the way, I went to the station today. The B station, just as you taught me.
そう。
I see. Her response did not change. I thought she'd react with something, because she'd been there too. But now that I thought about it, the fact that she was here mean that she had no intention of escaping in the first place.
私、
I'm going to be going home
も
soon.
うすぐ。
What? She opened her mouth abruptly and spoke as if she'd seen me right through me.
でも、
The next time will be the
次で
third time,
3回目だから、もう会えないかもね。
so we may not see each other again. Yeah, I guess. Probably what she was talking about was a temporary discharge from the hospital. She told me that nobody was discharged from 7F more than 3 times. Unlike the elderly, given the progress of our diseases, this meant all the more to young people like us. Her "we may never not see each other again" was filled with some kind of meaning.
ね、
Oh, which one have you decided on?
どちらを選ぶの？
Decided on?
どっちで死ぬつもりってこ
Where
と？
are you going to die? When the word death came up so abruptly, I was at a total loss for words. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
そう、
I see.
まだ1回目だもんね。
It's just your first time after all. She murmured, kind of looking desolate. Certainly it wasn't as if I was going to exist. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That sneeze had been kind of just sitting there for a while, and it finally came out. Yay, wow. Okay. Certainly it wasn't as if I was going to exist here forever. Just like everybody else. I would be admitted and discharged slowly, growing weak, and someday I would have to choose in the end, here on 7F, or at home surrounded by those fake smiles.
私は
I don't want to die at
家
home.
は嫌。だけど、
I don't want to die here either.
ここも
Then what will you do?
別に
I guess the only thing...
どうもしない。
She's gonna take the beach, she's gonna take a bus.
自力で歩けるうちに
Is to go somewhere
どこ
while
か
I
に
still
行
have
く
the
だけ。
strength to. Somewhere you can't be. The girl who was staying here on 7F when she could have escaped at any time she wanted. When I thought of that, do you have any other place to go?
あなた、
Do you want to stop me?
私を引き止め、
What?
それとも、
Or do you want to come with me?
一緒
Well, no, that wasn't what I was thinking about.
じゃあ、
Then don't ask.
聞かないで。
She was staring out the window as she spoke, just dispassionate, not looking at me once, the same as ever. But then, and just then, her usual expressionless face looked so very sad to me. I was a newcomer at 7F, just recently taught that the third discharge was the last. And she was a girl who soon would be discharged for the second time. I still did not feel anything real about what was happening to me. Would I, too, come to wear such a face someday? The rain at morning twilight. Sometimes sleet, sometimes snow, always coming down. And I was sitting there watching TV in my usual place. 7F felt so devoid of people as it always had.
面白い。
Anything interesting? No, completely boring. She walked to my side. Saying no more, she sat down in the chair next to me. And that was how we began watching TV on this very day as well. She's probably in the same boat as me. Nothing else to do, nothing we could do. Oh. I I never seen her respond to the TV before. Is something the matter?
別に。
Not really. Those were her usual words, but her response was anything but usual. I looked at the screen, interested in anything that could move her so. There was nature of scenes being displayed on TV, beautiful hills and dells, burgeoning with trees and flowers, and a vast spread of white flowers in the midst. I remembered those flowers from somewhere. They looked very similar to the flowers that had decorated the windowsills. Could those be the same flowers? You know, the same as those over there? I pointed to the flowers by the windowsill as I said this.
じゃあ、
No. Not really?
種類は同じだけど。
They're of the same
厳密
variety,
に言えば
but they're not strictly the same. She glanced at the flowers by the window for a second, and then went back to gazing at the TV. She told me they were different, but I couldn't see the distinction between the two, and it meant nothing to me whether flowers were the same or different. What did mean something was this girl who usually never said a word more than she needed to. She was conversing in rare form today, which was why I decided to follow along. Do you happen to know a lot about them? Flowers, that is?
別に。
Not really. Really, but I don't see the difference. The flowers on the screen and the flowers in the vase set to her side. I continued to talk as I stared vacantly at the two. Look. Are those orchids or lilies? See, they're pure white, right? I had no interest, yet I kept trying to make conversation, but she resumed her silence soon enough. And with her usual lack of expression, she continued staring at the boring TV screen. And just when I turned back to the TV, resigned to the fact that I'd get nothing more out of her.
ナルキッソス。
Narcissus. What?
ナルキッソスよ。
Those are Narcissus. As she answered, she turned to face me for the first time. Her hip-length hair swaying, she pointed to the TV and looked at me. The ID bracelet on her wrist was white, her skin was white, just like the flowers on the screen. And I swore I could see a tiny smile on the face she was looking at me for the first time. I guess that's it. Alright, alright. Thanks for watching. That was Narcissu. I don't know. Narcissus? I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!